Hello and welcome to Learn with Hema's class. My dear students, today I am going to take up a lesson of English subject of class 7, unit 3, poem number 3.1, Tartary. Along with the explanation, I shall also provide with the exercise in detail and the word study verbally along with the summary. If you find my videos useful, please do like them, subscribe them and do share them with your friends and those who are in need. So let's start with today. Now Tartary, you can see the image over here, that we can see a boy over here, and there are many things which we can see. There are some musical instruments, then we can see some animals pictures, we can see a cart, we can see some toys, and we can see the crown, the bed and so many things. And there's a boy over here in a night dress, night gown. That means this boy is in sleep. So Tartary is nothing but a world of imagination, whereby this boy is the king of this kingdom and he is enjoying all the luxuries. And he imagines himself as the king and imagines that he is enjoying all the luxuries of life. And he is the king of such a kingdom where he is enjoying all the pleasures and beauty. And in his dreamy presentation of the riches of the world, so he is dreaming. So there he is presenting what all riches of the world he is having. And he wishes to do many things, he wishes to see many things. So all these things we shall see here now in this poem Tartary. How to pronounce this? This is Tartary, Tartary, in which the first R is silent, Tar. So that R is not pronounced, only Tartary, Tary. So R is silent, the first R is silent. So many people have this query on how to pronounce this. So the correct pronunciation of this word is Tartary, which means an imaginative world, a world in a dream. Okay, so here the boy who is dreaming and he has written down in such a manner. So this poem is actually written by Walter de la Mare. Walter de la Mare is very famous for imaginative kind of poems, for writing imaginative kind of poems. So let's go ahead. If I were the lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forests tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins athwart the sun. So this is the first stanza of the poem, and very beautifully the poet has imagined, this boy has imagined that if he were the lord of Tartary, that means if he were the king of this kingdom, imaginative kingdom, what all things he would see in his kingdom. So myself and me alone, that means he would be the only person. So apart from him, there are no other people in this imagination. There are only things around, things, animals. So let's study. And what he says, my bed should be of ivory. Ivory is a very precious metal, and ivory is nothing but the elephant's tusks. Elephant's tusks, they are very precious. Elephants are killed for their tusks. We all know that elephants are killed for their tusks, right? And these are very expensive in the international market. So this ivory is very expensive. So the bed is made of ivory. So this boy's kingdom, in this boy's kingdom, his bed would be made of ivory. Of beaten gold my throne, and the throne where he would sit would be made of beaten gold. Beaten gold means the gold metal which is very shining and very precious again. That is thinned, that is turned into sheets, and of those sheets a throne is made of beaten gold. Beaten gold means gold drawn into sheets, beaten into sheets. And in my court should peacocks flaunt. So, and in his court you can see that he wants the peacocks flaunt. Flaunt means move about here and there. Okay, so in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forests tigers haunt. Tigers should move around. Tigers should live and visit. Tigers haunt. Haunt means to live and visit. when we have heard, we must have heard this haunted house. Haunted means where ghosts live. Someone lives over there. So here he wants, and in my forests tigers haunt. So tigers should live there and visit there. And in my pools great fishes slant. So in his pools, the swimming pools or the other pools which he have, there he should have the fishes slant. Slant means they should swim, live fishes. Their fins athwart the sun, and their fins when they swim tilted. Athwart means tilted, a little tilt. And their fins athwart the sun, that means when they are tilted athwart from one side to another side, then their fins would shine from the sun's rays. Athwart the sun. If I were lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard bray, and in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandoline made music sweet and gay. So here, this is the second stanza. Now just see, there is no mention anywhere of people around. Right? Only in the first stanza we have seen that he wanted that there are peacocks, lions and fishes. All these three things are there. Three animals are there. Now here you can see there are what other things he wishes. If I were the lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me. We all know trumpeter. Trumpet is a musical instrument whereby its air is used to make sound. We blow the air in that trumpet. And to every meal would summon me. Every meal means may it be breakfast, lunch. So that kind of meal. So whenever these trumpeters would blow, that means they are calling me for the meal. I can understand that my meal is ready and I will go there. So the trumpeters would summon me. That means they would call me every day. To every meal would summon me. And every day this would happen. And in my courtyard bray. And in my courtyard bray, courtyard is a land in front of the house. That means an open area. So in his kingdom, in his house where he is staying, or in his castle or mansion, you can say, wherever he is staying, there is an open area. And in that area, there would be sounds. Now bray, just remember this, bray is the word or a sound word made by donkeys. Okay, so donkeys brays, right? So and in my courtyard bray, and even the sound of this trumpeters would how it would sound like a donkey's bray. So the donkeys would call him, you can say like that. And in the evening lamps would shine. And in the evening lamps would shine. In the evening, whenever he used to sit, he will sit, there would be lamps all around. We can see in the open area, wherever there is on the fences, walls, there are lamps, beautiful lamps. Now what are the color of these lamps? Yellow as honey, red as wine. And these lamps are glowing in yellow and red color. And yellow color resembles like honey, just as honey have a yellow color, same way that lamp would be of yellow color. And red color lamp would be just as wine's color. So these are the comparisons made of the lamps. Lamps are compared. The glowing light of the lamps are compared to the eatables, honey and wine. Yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandoline made music sweet and gay. And there are other musical instruments, harp, flute, mandolin. These all are again musical instruments, and they would be playing the music which would be very sweet and gay. That means that would make you happy, feel very happy. So if I were the lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me. That means they would call me, and in my courtyard bray. That means they would make this braying sound. And in the evening lamps would shine. In the evening the lamps in the courtyard would shine as if yellow as honey and they are red as wine, these colors, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. So and other these musical instruments will make the music very sweet and gay, happy. Now third stanza. If I were lord of Tartary, I'd wear a robe of beads. White and gold and green they'd be, and clustered thick as seeds, and ere should wane the morning star, I'd don my robe and scimitar, and zebras 7 should draw my cart. through Tartary's dark glades. Now very beautifully he has explained this, that if I were the lord of Tartary, the early morning what I would do, I'd wear a robe of beads. Now these beads are going to be made of what? White color, gold color, green color. White, gold, green. Now white color can be of silver, gold and green color. These colored beads, they would be clustered thick as seeds. Now how we find seeds? Seeds are clustered together. Seeds are always sown together, clustered together. So these beads are also clustered as seeds. Again, this is one of the comparison used over here. And clustered thick as seeds. How the beads would be clustered? Thick as seeds. And air should wane the morning star. Now the first 4 lines are about his dressing, how he has dressed himself. Like you can imagine what kind of dress he has wore. And air should wane the morning star. Now air is an old English word which means before. Air means before. And air should wane the morning star. Wane means disappear. And before the morning star comes, I don my robe and scimitar. I don my robe and scimitar means I would be ready with my robe, my clothes, and the scimitar is a small, you can say that a small sword having curved blades, which normally kings and all tie towards their waist. है ना, दे अपने कमर पट्टे में नॉर्मली लगा के रखते हैं. एक छोटा सा कटियार कहते हैं, हिंदी में उसे कटियार कहते हैं. या अ स्वॉर्ड, यू कैन से अ स्मॉल स्वॉर्ड जो कर्व्ड है, स्ट्रेट नहीं होता है स्वॉर्ड, कर्व्ड. नॉर्मली तलवार सीधी होती है, राइट? तलवार सीधी होती है, बट स्किमिटार इज स्मॉल इन शेप एंड curved also, and it is normally wore in the waist. So he is done with his robe and scimitar, and zebra 7 should draw my car. Now here his car is driven by zebras, not horses, or it's not motorized, it's not having engine, it's not running on engine, it is driven by the zebras through Tartary's dark glades. Glades means forest, dark glades means dense forests. Okay, so this is how he is traveling now. So first early morning he is dressing himself with a robe of beads which are of color white, gold and green, and they are clustered as thick as seeds. Also next, before the morning star rises up, or the stars, the shine of the stars gets dim, he is ready with his robe and scimitar, that is the sword, with curved blades in his waist, and zebras should draw his car, and he will then travel through his dark forests, dense forests. The last stanza. Lord of the fruits of Tartary, her rivers silver pale, Lord of the hills of Tartary, glen thicket wood and dale, her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like foamless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple vale. Now this is a very beautiful part over here. Again you can see there is no mention of any human being but all the natural things around. So this is the natural beauty now here, where in the upper paragraph, in the upper stanza, we just saw that he had started for his tour through the forest. Now what? Lord of the fruits of Tartary. Now he is the lord of the fruits of Tartary, that means of his kingdom also. That is, he is the lord of the fruits also. Whatever fruits are growing over there, he is the lord of all of them. Her rivers silver pale. Even her rivers, they are of silver color. That means the waters are very clear of her rivers. Silver pale. Lord of the hills of Tartary. Even the hills which are there in his kingdom of Tartary, he is the lord of those hills also. And these hills are glen, thicket, wood and dale. That is, his hills are glen. The meaning of glen, you can say a narrow valley. The meaning of glen is a narrow valley. Thicket means dense, you can say, forest. Thicket, forest. Wood is again forest. And dale. Dale over here is also a valley. So these glen and dale means valley. Thicket and wood means forest. So he is the lord of the hills of Tartary, where he has valleys and forests. Valleys are there. On the hills, when we travel through the hills, we have valleys. and all these valleys are filled with trees, forests, thicket, wood. That means all the valleys are completely green, filled with trees. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze. Flashing stars in the sense you can see when the rivers are flowing, the sun shines brightly and then it flashes. The flashing stars, her scented breeze. You can see the trees, there are many fruit trees and many other trees. They smell like anything. They are smelling very beautiful. Scented breeze. The air which blows, the air which moves. The moving air is called breeze, right? The air which moves is very scented with all the flowers and the fruits which are growing around on the trees. So her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like foamless seas. And the lakes are trembling like foamless seas. All the foam you can see. We always see जब झरना जो आता है ऊपर से पहाड़ों से गिरते हुए आता है और नीचे जमा होता है, तो नीचे जब जोर से पानी गिरता है तो एक झाग जैसा हो जाता है पूरा ट्रेम्बलिंग, और वाटर जो है मूव होता रहता है कंटिन्यूसली. तो एक तरह से एक जगह से पानी कंटिन्यूसली गिर रहा है. द वाटर इज फॉलिंग कंटिन्यूसली फ्रॉम वन हिल्स, एंड on the place where it is falling down, that the lake, the water is trembling, that is the water is moving continuously, and there are lot of foams formed on the water. झाग जैसा क्रिएट हो जाता है, foams formed on the water. Her bird delighting citron trees, and the citron trees, citron fruits जैसे oranges हो गए हैं, sweet lime हो गए हैं, तो जो भी खट्टे फ्रूट्स होते हैं ना विटामिन सी से भरे हुए, सिट्रन ट्रीज, लेमन्स हो गए हैं. तो जितने भी ये सिट्रन ट्रीज है वो सब के सब ट्रीज पे बर्ड्स जाके बैठ जाते हैं. बर्ड्स गो एंड सिट ओवर देयर बिकॉज दे फील हैप्पी ईटिंग दोज फ्रूट्स. हर बर्ड डिलाइटिंग, दैट मीन्स बर्ड्स गेट अट्रैक्टेड टुवर्ड्स दिस सिट्रन ट्रीज इन एवरी पर्पल वेल. वेल इज अगेन वैली, वेल का मतलब अगेन वैली है, और हर वेल में, हर पर्पल वेल में इसने कलर दे दिया है यहाँ पे वैली को, कि दूर से देखने पर वो पर्पलिश कलर ऐसा दिखाई देता है. मे बी जो फ्रूट्स है वो पर्पल कलर के हैं, फ्लावर्स जो है वो पर्पल कलर के हैं वैली के अंदर, इसीलिए उसे पर्पल कलर दिया गया है. सो Walter D. La Mare have used a very imaginative mind, creative mind to describe a kingdom, what all things are required in a kingdom, from the palace to eatables to surrounding area of the palace to the hills and valleys to the fruits, trees, birds, and everything he has included in this poem. So this poem is completed over here. Now I shall switch to the exercise part. So let's go ahead. As I said, first I will be starting. I shall give you all the word study, as this is very important, as this poem have some old English words also, some difficult words also. Poetic words are not easy to understand, but still these are very simple, though we are not using them more often in our language. So let's go ahead. Athwart means from side to side, in opposition to. That means once the fishes are slanting from the right side, then the other second they are slanting on the left side. Bird delighting, that means that can make the birds happy. Bray, to make harsh loud cry like a donkey, often used for trumpets sound. Citron trees, trees with lemon like fruits. Clustered, similar things put together. Dale or valley. Air, Old English of here. Flaunt, here dance in very particular way so that others will notice. Gay, happy and cheerful. Glades, an uncovered grassy space in a forest. Glen, a narrow valley. Harp, a string musical instrument. Haunt, to live and visit. Ivory, the hard white substance which forms the main part of an elephant's tusks and is used to make ornaments. Mandolin, a musical instrument with 4 or 6 pairs of string. Morning star, a bright planet that is visible in sky before or at sunrise. Robe, a long and loose piece of clothing worn by people of high rank. Scimitar, a sword having curved blades. silver pale, shining, slant, lean in a particular direction or tilt, summon, invite or call for, thicket, a set of bushes of trees, trumpeter, the one who plays a trumpet, a wind musical instrument, vale, valley, vein, decrease in size and become thinner. Now this is the summary. Summary would be helpful for you all to understand the poem. Tartary, written by Walter de la Mare, is about an imagined kingdom called Tartary. The poet, like a child, imagines himself as the lord of this kingdom, which is full of pleasures and beauty. It is a dreamy presentation of the riches of the world. He thinks of having a bed made of ivory and a throne decorated with beaten gold. He wishes to see dancing peacocks in his court, roaring tigers in his forest, and fishes swimming sideways in his pool. He dreams that trumpeters would invite him to every meal by playing harsh sounds like a donkey in his courtyard. The evening is the time when lamps would shine with red and yellow color. Honey and wine have been used to describe the sweetness and intoxicating mood and ambience. The poet has talked about some musical instruments like harp, flute, and mandolin, which provide an unusual and exotic feeling of extreme joy. The poet imagines himself putting on a long, loose garment richly woven with white, green, and golden beads and pearls. Early in the morning, he would wear a different long garment and carry a sharp sword. He imagines that zebras would pull his car through the dark valleys of Tartary, his kingdom. He would own all the fruits of his kingdom and be the owner of all shining rivers, not only the hill and valleys of Tartary, but also its flashing stars, pleasant wind and lakes with shivering surface would belong to him. He visualizes himself as the owner of the trees laden with lemon-like fruits and all the beauties of Tartary. Reading this poem is like passing through a dream which talks about all the possible luxuries and comforts of life. Now this do as directed, or the first part of this do as directed, is from the first two stanzas of the poem. There are a total of 4 stanzas in the poem. The first 2 stanzas of the poem, which we are going to do over here. Find and write the names of the exotic musical instruments and animals mentioned in the extract. So the exotic musical instruments are harp, flute, mandolin, and the animals mentioned are peacock, tiger, fish. These are in the first 2 stanzas. Find a line from the extract that uses comparison. So yellow as honey, red as wine. This is the answer. Dash music. This we have to complete the phrase with the help of the extract. Made music. You can also write sweet and gay music. Choose the correct word or words that mean the following. Gold hammered into a flat thin shape. This is called as beaten gold. Show off proudly. Flaunt. Tilt. Move at an angle. Slant. Across, especially in a slanting direction. Athwart. Now this question is very important, as these type of questions normally come in the examination. They are asked. Choose the correct word or words that mean the following. Gold hammered into a flat thin shape. Beaten gold. Show off proudly. Flaunt. Okay, this we have already done. Answer the following. Color, sound and images from nature add to the beauty of a poem. Tartary is a perfect example of the above. Pick out lines that contain color, sound and images from nature. Now lines that contain color. And in the evening lamps would shine. Yellow as honey, red as wine. Then lines that contain sound. while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. And lines that contain images from nature are, and in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forests tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant. Now this is from the first two stanzas. Now this is from the third and fourth stanza. Find and write name of the animal mentioned in the extract. It's zebra. List the 3-4 letter words from the last stanza that refer to a beautiful valley. So there are 3-4 letter words that are glen, dale and vale. All these 3 words means valley. Find the lines from the extract that uses comparison. And clustered thick as seeds, her trembling lakes like foamless seas. So these are again 2 lines that have used comparison. Then again we have to complete the following phrases with the help of the extract. Dash rivers, you can write her rivers, or you can also write silver pale rivers. Dash breeze, scented breeze. Dash lake, trembling lake. Dash citron trees, bird delighting citron trees. Now again sentences which color, sound and images. We can see lines that uses color. You can have over here white and gold and green they'd be. Her rivers silver pale. In every purple vale. So these are the lines where a color word is used. Then lines that contain images from nature. And air should wane the morning star. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze. Her trembling lake like foamless seas. Her bird delighting citron trees. Now the poem has a dreamy quality. Does the picture given on page 55 of your textbook reflect it? Discuss the picture. With the students, this is the question especially for teachers discussion. So still these are some of the points which I have mentioned over here. There can be many other points. The discussion can follow on the given points. Yes, the picture reflects the dreamy quality of the poem. The poem has certain words which makes it dreamy, like ivory, robes, beads, wine, etc. Similarly, the picture has used images of particular objects in place of words to make it appear dreamlike. So in the picture one can see the images of a harp, a lion, an ivory bed, a crown, mandolin, fish, cart and other things. All these things suggest a musical and colorful scene which seems like a dream. The picture also shows a child visualizing all these things before him. The child is wearing a night dress, so he is possibly asleep or going to sleep. So these are the things which we can discuss on. So using your imagination, write about a beautiful region, its landforms, water bodies, flora and fauna, night sky, people, etc. So the region that I can imagine is encircled by high mountains. It has many blue rivers and a green lake. There is a forest beyond the mountains which houses snow leopards and white elephants. In the months of December and January, the region is covered in snow. During the rest of the year, it has pleasant weather, which is neither too cold nor too warm. It is surrounded by many gardens, which have pink flowering trees, shrub roses, and also white flowering trees. They all bloom almost throughout the year. In the night, the sky is full of beautiful stars. It is less populated. The people who inhabit this region are laid back. Most of them spend their daytime either in a garden or near the lake. Everybody relishes the tastes of fruits, the scent of flowers, and the melody of singing birds. So this was just an imagination. You can write it on your own also. So write about the daily routine of Lord of Tartary in 8 to 10 lines. So the Lord of Tartary wakes up at dawn. Then he wears his robe, carries his sword and rushes out on a zebra-drawn chariot. He enjoys a ride through the dark valleys of Tartary, which have beautiful rivers, lakes and vegetation. As he returns from his morning ride, trumpeters invite him for the morning meal. Thereafter he sits in his court where peacocks dance. He takes a walk through the portico of his palace, hearing the roaring of his forest tigers. He enjoys watching the fish swimming sideways in the pools of his garden. Then trumpeters again invite him to the evening meal. After having supper, a group of instrumentalists play him harp, flute, and mandolin. Finally, at night, he retires into his bedroom to sleep on the ivory bed. So, this is his daily routine. So, with this answer, our poem is complete. I believe you everyone must have enjoyed this Tartary and imagination, and you all must also be having this kind of imagination. So, till now, I have completed 3.1. I shall be soon coming up with my other videos also. Till then, stay safe, stay secure. Thank you.